Hi everyone, this is the Lady Strange. This is going to be for week 1 of the Witch's Black Lent for 2025. This is the second year I am doing it. Last year I worked with Pride. I do have a playlist with this. Check it out if you so feel inclined. Now, this year I picked Wrath. I was going to pick Envy, but Wrath seems to be stepping forth. For me, and has always stepped forth to be away on it. This challenge, which is set up by and started by Trish from Beanbag Hagwag and Jasmine Ambrosia. They have a very clever with doing this and very empowering to us other practitioners, women, men, and humans, and those of us walking the different spiritual and magical paths and just embracing our truths. So thank you, Trish, and thank you, Jasmine, if you are watching this. They have a great on their channel. They did a great kickoff video for this year. Pride, certainly I subverted it last year, and you can see my evolution if you do feel inclined to watch any of my videos from the beginning to that to see the change. It's definitely evident in all facets of my life and even my videos. So this year I chose Wrath, as I said. Wrath is the 7 deadly sin. This challenge is to subvert that, to take the the Lent of that aspect of this period right now and to subvert it, to use it to empower, to acknowledge that these are not sins. They are things that we should acknowledge within ourselves and our life and those around us in our experience. Just repressing your fucking self is not wonderful. It is actually detrimental and creates more of the shadow. As I say, we want to play nice with our demons. I certainly have been playing very nice with my demons and the ones I work with. So Wrath is supposed to be where you feel rage, anger, angst, I guess, and feelings and thoughts of revenge, violence, or acting out in a negative way. Yes, of course, doing that is obviously can be very destructive, and not acknowledging that you have those qualities can be, or how you treat others and how you want to be treated, or what you manifest and create in your life, yes. So wrath and anger and such can be very destructive and detrimental, but even more so when we don't acknowledge it. So this is the reason I chose Wrath, is because I'm human. I'm in this human vessel in my life experience as a woman. I've had fairly good life, but I've had oppression, and I've had wrath and anger acted out on me very much, and seen it in my life and in my family since I've been a child. So therefore I have different aspects. I have that which I've seen and which is in my blood and in my heritage, so to say, my family. Yes, it runs in me, I acknowledge it. But I also have different mixed feelings and mixed bag with it, because let's just say that around me, the women in my life were very disempowered. And yes, they did speak up for themselves the best they could and displayed courage through adversity, as I have. But we were also, our voice was silenced, which then leads to feelings of wrath and anger and regret, and feelings of wanting to act out or act out when we shouldn't. That type of thing, especially when you're told pretty much you're not good enough, you're humiliated, and the world continues to humiliate women. I'm not a big fuck the patriarchy. Actually, most of my friends and things I get along with are male. However, there's a lot of the things in the government and in this world that are trying to repress women or people, whether you have gender, you are born as a woman, or you have become a woman by your choice in your embodiment, or anything in between, or whether you're just embodying your sexual preferences and such, we're being told, or you're empowering and embodying your truth like I am. as a witch and a practitioner and magician in my life, but in my human experience. So yes, wrath. Wrath is because I'm angry at the injustices of how the world is regressing and how the Abrahamic religions, while I try to be more respectful, as I hope other things are respectful towards me, usually not, but yes. Still, I try to do the best I can and try to be the best respectful, but yeah, let's just say we all know what's going on, and we should all be mindful to wake up and be aware of what's happening and will be happening in the world and has been. And I'm not talking about just the violence of war, which is wrathful, and they're acting out in a wrathful, disempowered way, but also our actions and how we treat each other. There was a shooting here in my local mall yesterday. I don't know much about it because I was out and about, but yes, certainly bombarded with things like that. That's where violence and repression of it and not acknowledging or the root issues behind it can be. But embodying your wrath and realizing that you have anger and wrath, angst, annoyance, and frustration, instead of using it and pushing it down, we should be, at least I'm acknowledging, I have it, and I have a lot, because I've done both repress myself, I looked at it in shame. I also did not want to become like those I've experienced in my life. But I have it, so yes. Dealing with the shadow. So also the wrath I'm going to use, instead of allowing it to manifest by repressing it and not acknowledging it and having it lash out and come at times that are disempowering for myself or my experience, or manifesting and creating more issues for myself, I chose wrath because I can acknowledge I have that, and I can alchemize it. And it is part of me. It's part of my truth in my infernal fire as a woman and a witch and magician, and what I work with. And with that being said, my videos are long and rambly. YouTube doesn't find my videos favorable anyways. So yes, I am wrathful about that too. Because despite the fact there's nothing wrong, I enjoy other people that edit and put so much creativity and artistic into that. Not all of us want to do that or have the ability or the time to do so. Especially with mental health things, like myself, chronic illness, and each and every day experience in that, work schedules, and just overall life and moods. Wrath. So I am a very wrathful and angry individual. I don't care. And I don't care how others perceive me because of that. Because I'm trying to become the best version of myself. I do not lash out to others. I do my best to think before I speak. I do my best to react before I to respond before I react. And I've worked leaps and bounds already with this, even prior to embracing this Black Lent. But with that being said, you can check out Trisha's Beanbag Tagwag or Jasmine Inversion's videos on it. Abby the Witch on that does share others. London Smith, they're all participated, and I don't remember the name of the other creator. I apologize. But yes, they did a great kickoff this year, and again, I'm grateful for what this has already done for me. And since the first year I've done it and used Pride throughout the year. And I still will work at that because we're an ever-changing world and ever-changed people, and things we always have to work on ourselves. Know thyself and know thy power. So with that being said, again, I know this is getting long. I was hoping not to make it long, but it's my channel, my truth. This is me, and primarily since I have a very small following, those faithful that I know in my life that watch and follow and support me, and others that I've met through this channel and this experience, and what they share with me. Thank you. So, decks I will be using this month. I am inspired by the song Burned by 9 Inch Nails. I am a huge alternative. I grew up, I was a teen in the 90s, so that is basically my favorite, along with 80s and metal. But alternative. So the song inspired me this month also with this, because the month of March is the majority of the Black Lent is Burned by 9 Inch Nails. A very lovely violent song. And great. Yes, it's all Nine Inch Nails music. So the decks I'll be using, I just pulled out a few cards because this deck has a lot of nudity and a lot of penis. Nothing wrong with that. But the YouTube police, if they catch me and stuff, which they do, even though I'm a small channel, they notice me for that. Yes. Sabbath Tarot. So I just pulled out a few cards to show. I'm working with this for daily draws, but I'm also will be working with this for Wrath. I couldn't use this deck to connect a lot with Hades and Lucifer, and of course it's a very left-hand path sort of deck. This is a beautiful deck. I'm very sad and kind of upset and angry. I did finally get enough money to be able to buy the larger version. This is the travel size edition that basically I did, and it's out of stock, and there's only a couple left of this thing. This has one of the best card stocks I've ever experienced. It's beautiful. It's for photography, obviously, a manipulation, but it's such a honest, enlightening, and empowered deck. And a lot of fire energy, which Wrath is fire to me, and the infernal energy, which I work with. Of course, here's Lucifer card. There's a Lucifer. There is a Diabolus. I can't talk, whatever. A Diabolus card on there and a Satan one. So they're different aspects. I do work a lot with Lucifer, especially Pride. He's set forth, but he's been in my life. The more you realize and the more you become aware and cognitive of. These are just beautiful cards, and appreciate there's nothing wrong with nudity. But this deck is very empowering, very lusty, but also, again, very truthful and a great companion in my toolkit. In my practice in magic and path working. So, hence, perfect for Wrath. And the colors in this, are the ones that pop, and the fire, and of course, all the references. Nice. Like that. I pulled this one this morning as part of my Wrath thing because I'm having some heavy feelings. I've already stepped into Wrath even before the official Black Lent just kicked off. But yeah, that's often how it happens. Guided life and your guides and such. Your guides, your deities, your demons that you work with guide you on your path. Or yourself, whatever, life itself. So the next deck I will be using, and that's a tarot. And this one is the lovely Dante's Inferno deck, okay, or Oracle. This is amazing. I did use this somewhat last year during the Pride Challenge, and on and off since then. I am a big fan of the Dante's Inferno by Dante Alighieri, I believe. It is a great divine comedy poem, and very great, well written, and well of having to do with the levels of hell. So if you are into literature and have not checked that out but appreciate diversity and lusty, great literature, check it out. This deck though, I pulled this one this morning as part of that to go along with that Sabbath Tarot there that I showed you, the one I pulled. Look at the lovely backings. This is a mass market deck, whereas, of course, the Sabbath is not. That's an indie. And these are probably upside down and all over the place. Yeah, they are. I'm just going to show a few for reference. The guidebook in this is amazing. It's got a little part of a canto in reference to the actual journeys that they go on. But it's also got a great thing to put in perspective, to take away, journal with, and to use on the path working. And most of my decks are very confronting, so some of these images may be disturbing or confronting to you. Well, it is my channel, it is my practice. And it is also, after all, wrath and angst and magic. There is much beauty and darkness and much strength and a lot of illumination. You can't have the light without the dark. You can't have the dark without the light. They go hand in tandem. And knowing thyself and knowing thy power and hailing yourself and what works for you is not necessarily selfish. As long as you're being the best version of yourself for those and that which matters and for your community, that whatever that might look like. So again, I highly recommend this deck, even just for the artistic value and even your own personal work, even if you are not a witch or magician or spiritual, but you appreciate art. So, and I got this one yesterday. This card. So yes, so that's the Dante's Inferno. And lastly, other tarot I'm working with. I am working with the Purgatorium Hex. I do have videos on my channel for that Oracle deck, but I just put it away, so I didn't get that one out. This is long enough as it is. I am using my big indie version of the Goetia Tarot and Tarot in Darkness by Fabio Lestrani. Yes. So I have a mass market version of this. I don't usually read with that. I use it for my magical and practices, altars, etc. That's where we're going to leave that at. But I used a big one. This is an indie one. I was fortunate enough to get it before it went out of print. After having the mass market, the guidebook for this is phenomenal. The artist is Fabio Lestrani. This deck, if you're not into demons and you're not into dark and that, well, this is probably not a deck for you. But it is a deck for me, hence mine. And it's a staple in mine. And this one has a much in-depth, higher magical and gnosis and guidance to it. It's very honest. And the guidebook tells about the demons, but the artwork is great. The only thing I got great card stock, low Scarabeo deck, but the only thing I do not like about this version is too holographic for the large one, so the white can be a bit of a pain in the ass or a bit distracting, but yes. And plus how it'll come across on here. But again, I don't edit my videos or buy anything fancy, so it is what it is. Again, I primarily do try to film my videos to keep myself accountable and to try to watch my own progress progressively and effectively and objectively. And again, look at the good size deck. I got small hands, but I love it. I've learned to shuffle it and work away. I don't do riffle shuffling anyways. Maybe I'll turn it to that angle so you can see. There's extra cards in this. You see the demons in this. Again, these are from the Goetic demons in system and practice. But I get the advice. I use this kind of as a tarot and oracle because it's got the tarot on it. But then the guidebook has a tarot and oracle and planetary associations of the demon and its references and its abilities. So yes, so that all ties into my path working a will for wrath. And help me to acknowledge my wrath and the root causes and what I need to acknowledge, process, heal, or release, and in between, and to transmute those energies. Be the best version of myself. So again, this is a great deck. Again, the mass market's available at a reasonable price. But such amazing energy and artwork. And Fabio Lestrani is also a artist, obviously, of many levels, an occultist, and he plays and has a metal band in Italy. So to me, all in all, my interests and resonates with me. But his decks are great. He also did Tarot of the Night Sun. I do not have Notoria. I'm not an angel sort of gal. I don't work with angels. Maybe someday, but no. But to each their own. I also say that. But yes, the graphics in this are great. So again, that's just part of that. And I hope that if you made it through watching this rambly video so far, thanks. If you're passing through, thanks. Again, this is mainly bloggy for myself and hold myself accountable. And yes, I will be angry and swearing and wrathful because that's who I am. I'm getting sick of trying to be favorable and please the algorithm, the gods, or other people. I'm the one that has to feel my feelings, experience my thoughts, my life, my job, my career, my relationships, and my magic and in between. So we each walk our path ourselves. So we have to count for ourselves and to know thyself, as I just said previously, to know thy power, thy courage, thy strength, to face our own personal demons within ourselves and our shadows and our traumas and what happened to us, but also to heal, grow, and know to evolve and let go. So with Wrath, I'm happy to meet you and work with you and bring you to the surface as you've already been, but to also make sure to nurture you and to move forward and alchemize and be in partnership, as I say. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and you find any value in this, follow my journey, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay strange.